you can.
Dad, Grandpa! There are lots of lovely places in Sunny Sands. One of my favourites is the harbour, where Bob keeps his boat, the Boomerang. We were going to see him today, but first, Auntie Jules wanted to finish something.
See if he's bouncy enough.
A kangaroo for me. Making stuffed toys was her new hobby. Boing, boing. Yep, he's bouncy enough.
Good. Now, what shall we make for Josh? How about a rhinoceros?
Just then, Josh and Grandpa came in. We've been playing in the meadow.
Have you seen the time the children are due at the Boomerang?
Sorry, got a bit carried away. We must go right now. Anyone seen the keys to Campo?
Cool kangaroo, Elsie. Take it to show Bob. It will remind him of home.
I knew he'd love the kangaroo because it's an Australian animal. And today was the day for an Aussie Afternoon with Bob.
I found the keys. I'll get Campo started. Josh, Elsie, I'll see you outside.
What's wrong, Elsie? Don't you want to go?
I do, but I'm shy. I want you to come, Grandpa.
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm not invited.
I'm inviting you.
You'll be okay, Elsie. I'm coming along with you. Bob will think we're really babyish if Grandpa comes along.
Not if he doesn't know I'm there. Why didn't I come along for a while, just to settle you in?
Yes.
No, it's too risky.
I'll be careful and I won't stay all afternoon.
Not the shrinking cat, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
When Grandpa shrinks, he runs about all over the place. He zooms around in Jason's toy car, and he even gets into my helicopter and flies. But today, he was going to ride in my backpack.
I've been sitting in Campo for ages.
Sorry, we're ready now.
I see Grandpa's gone for a little lie down. I expect he's glad he won't be running around a boat all afternoon. Come on, let's go.
So off we went in Campo to Bob's boat. Me, Auntie Jules, Elsie and Grandpa. And Auntie Jules said...
Do you know why Bob's boat is called the Boomerang?
And Josh said...
Because when it goes out to sea, it always comes back.
When we got to the Boomerang, we couldn't see Bob on deck. So we guessed he must be down below.
Sorry, we're a bit late.
No worries. Gave me more time to make our tucker.
Tucker?
It's Australian for food.
I went out fishing this morning, caught a load of fresh prawns. Even took the shells off for you. See?
Oh, they really smell.
It all looks fantastic. Do you mind if I pop out for a bit? I'm making a rhinoceros and I run out of stuffing.
Yeah, sure.
Elsie, show Bob who's hiding in your backpack.
For a moment, I thought Auntie Jules had guessed. But then... I know who she means. Of course, she wasn't talking about Grandpa. She was talking about Elsie's kangaroo.
Oh, you can't get more Australian than a roo. Boing,
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 boing.
boing.
While we were all playing with the kangaroo, Grandpa jumped out of the backpack and looked for somewhere to hide.
Boing, 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 boing.
And he found a good place, behind the musical boat.
Boing.
Boing!
Tucker time! Come on, dig in.
So, while we dug into our tucker, Grandpa relaxed. And the relaxing turned into a nap. And the nap turned into a proper sleep. But we didn't know, because we were eating Bob's Aussie tucker.
We ate heaps.
Aussie tucker's the best.
It must be fun to live in Australia.
Oh yeah, Australia's great. We've got so many great beaches and like there's some really cool animals
Do
as
you
well.
miss home, Bob?
Oh, sometimes. but then I just play an Aussie song and it cheers me up again.
I've never heard an Aussie song.
Hang on. I'll play you my favourite on my musical boat.
Of course! Grandpa was hiding behind the musical boat. I had to do something. I'll get it! Grandpa, wake up. Sorry, but Bob wants this.
What? Eh? Oh, it's you, Josh. Is Elsie all right? Can I fly home now?
Yeah, she's cool. But we didn't bring anything for you to fly home on.
Oh, no, we didn't. That was silly of me. Bother.
There was no choice. Grandpa had to wait for us, which meant he had to find another place to hide.
I've wound the little beauty up. Let's hear her play.
But the little beauty didn't play.
Oh, no. Something's broken inside. I'll take a good look at her later. Righto. What other Aussie thing can I show you? Oh, I know. My lucky Aussie dollar.
What's an Aussie dollar?
It's Australian money.
But the Aussie dollar had gone.
Sure, I had it this morning when I went out fishing for those prawns.
Make sure he doesn't find Grandpa.
Forgotten all about him.
Gotta be here somewhere. I know. We can turn into a game. Hunt the lucky Aussie dollar.
This could be tricky.
While we all started to hunt for the Aussie dollar,
Grandpa did his best to keep out of the way.
no, it's not here. I've looked.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's over here.
Bob, is it there on the floor?
Where? Show me.
This was not good. Soon, Bob was going to see Grandpa. I had to do something. So, I dropped him into this funny long pipe thing. He was safe.
Bad news, guys. I've lost my lucky Aussie dollar. Oh, no wonder my musical boat's broken. I've run out of luck.
I think we should stop looking. The dollar will probably just turn up.
I hope so. Well, still, we mustn't get on a downer. Let's do something else Aussie to take our mind off it.
Maybe you could play us your didgeridoo.
Oh, yeah, Ripper.
What's a diddly-do?
Didgeridoo. It's an Aboriginal instrument.
It looks like a funny long pipe. Yeah, where'd I put it? Oh,
That was where I'd put Grandpa.
Bob started to blow down the didgeridoo.
that's odd. I can't get a sound out of it. Looks like there's a thingamajig stuck in the middle.
And I knew what the thingy-majig was.
Can't make out what it is exactly.
Poor Grandpa was stuck in the didgeridoo.
Josh, you pass me that fishing net. I'm going to try poke the thingamajig out.
No, don't do that. You might hurt it.
You think the thingamajig might be alive? I'll tell you what, I'll take a real deep breath and see if I can blow whatever it is out.
Bob took a really deep breath. Then he blew as hard as he could. And this happened.
Grandpa shot out of the end and landed in the bucket of smelly prawn shells.
But he was safe.
All that didgeridooing's made me feel really dizzy.
Why don't you go up on deck and get some fresh air?
Yeah, good idea. My head's spinning.
The minute Bob left, I picked Grandpa out of the bucket and put him on the table. He smelled terrible.
Wow, Grandpa, you're all prawny.
Never mind about that. I know where Bob's lucky Aussie dollar is. At the bottom of the bowl.
I'll get it. I fished Bob's lucky dollar out of the prawn shells.
I think we should go now before there's any more trouble.
There's just one little job I want to do first. Won't take me long.
Grandpa went to the musical boat and Josh went to tell Bob the good news.
Soon, Bob was back below deck and he was really pleased to have his lucky Aussie dollar back.
How come you found in the bucket of prawn shells?
It was the only place we hadn't looked.
Oh, we ought to celebrate. Oh, if only my musical boat wasn't broken, we could have a good old Aussie sing-song.
But of course, we knew the musical boat wasn't broken, thanks to Grandpa.
Maybe you should give the boat another chance. Now that you're feeling lucky, it might work.
Well, you never know. Oh, let's try.
And while Bob wound up the boat, Grandpa found another hiding place.
Oh, it works. My luck's come back. Waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
And he sang as he watched and waited till his belly boiled.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Hey, Elsie, your kangaroo can sing.
Of course, it wasn't the kangaroo. It was Grandpa. He just couldn't stop himself. When our Aussie afternoon was over, Auntie Jules brought us back home in Campo.
I let Grandpa out of my backpack. Come on, Grandpa, quick!
Well, that turned out to be quite an Aussie adventure.
I'm glad you came along. You found the lucky dollar and you fixed the musical boat.
But I couldn't have done it unless you two had kept me from being seen. Teamwork, eh?
Teamwork!
Oh, Grandpa, you're up and about. I got the stuffing for the rhinoceros. Look.
Oh.
Oh, I think you need a shower. You smell like a prawn.
Not the shrinking cat, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
Dad, Grandpa! It was a sunny afternoon. My brother Josh was playing football and I was playing a Captain Dumbletwit card game with Grandpa.
And I think there's another Captain Dumbletwit there.
We heard a visitor arrive.
Come in. They're upstairs in the sitting room.
Ah, spectacular!
Now, who might that be?
It was Mr. Mentor the inventor.
Mr. Mentor! What have you got there?
My latest invention. In fact, I think it's my most WonderBubble invention ever.
Mr. Mentor doesn't just invent things, he invents words too.
Show us then.
Ta-da!
Mr. Mentor had invented the WonderBubble Weather Watcher.
This WonderBubble Weather Watcher tells you whether it's good weather for flying a kite, eating an ice cream, dancing in puddles, or building a snowman.
And what if it points to this picture of a house?
That means a Terrabubble storm is on its way, and you must go home at once.
And what's the weather going to be today?
I'll show you.
Mr. Mentor pulled the lever and the arrow stopped on a boat.
It's the perfect weather for a boat trip. In other words, warm and sunny with a slight breeze. Which is why I have arranged to go sailing this very afternoon with Bob the boat. I was hoping you'd come with me.
Yes, please.
Oh, ridiculous. I'll go and ask your aunt and uncle. Oh, maybe we'll get a lift to the harbour. It was such a long walk here and I do love riding in Campo.
Grandpa wanted to take a closer look.
I'll take a closer look.
The machine made strange noises and the arrow spun round.
Really shouldn't be doing that.
What are you thinking, Grandpa?
I'm thinking that I better come on this boat trip with you. In case there's a problem with this WonderBubble Weather Watcher that needs someone small.
Not the shrinking cat, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can!
You know what happens when Grandpa shrinks. He runs about so fast I can't ever catch him. He goes swoop, swoop on Gordon the toy seagull. And zoom, zoom in Jason's car. Sometimes he flies in Josh's helicopter or rides in the Sunny Sands train. And he loves flying on my Mrs. Ostrich, which is odd because ostriches can't fly, actually. Today, he was about to jump in my pocket when we heard Uncle CJ come in.
Oh, I see Grandpa's gone for a little lie down. Jolly good, means I can have a dust around.
So, can I go on the boat trip?
Of course. Auntie Jules is going to give you a lift to the harbour. Isn't this amazing? Mr. Mentor is so clever.
Come along. Bob will be waiting for us.
Mr. Mentor picked up the WonderBubble Weather Watcher and we went out. Uncle CJ stayed to do the tidying up, which meant Grandpa couldn't get away.
Bother.
So, Auntie Jules took us in campo, through the ford, down the country lanes, over the bridge, until at last we got to the harbour. And there was Bob's boat, the Boomerang, waiting for us. Bob's from Australia. He's new to Sunny Sands.
Hey, Elsie, want to come on deck and help me cast off?
You bet! Mr. Mentor stayed to look after his WonderBubble Weather Watcher. Soon we were out at sea. I was waiting for Grandpa, but he hadn't turned up. Because he was hiding in a vase, and he couldn't leave until Uncle CJ had finished dusting. At last he left the room, so Grandpa could get away. He jumped into Jason's toy plane and took off. Whee! Mr. Mentor was having a nap when I came into the cabin with some bad news. Mr. Mentor, wake up!
Oh,
Bad news. The weather's changed. The sun's gone in and it's all shivery.
And there's no wind, so we can't sail. I've had to drop anchor.
That can't be right. My WonderBubble Weather Watcher is still saying it's warm and sunny with a slight breeze. Look!
And there's got to be something wrong with it.
Impossible!
I was wishing and wishing Grandpa was here. I needed him. Luckily, he was just about to land on deck.
It can't be cold and grey and still. It just can't.
Then he sneaked into the cabin. I had to talk to Grandpa alone. So I had a brilliant idea. Why don't you go and look at the weather for yourselves?
Oh, very well. Although it's quite unnecessary.
Good idea, no? We should go have a look.
Now I could talk to Grandpa. Guess what? You were right. The WonderBubble Weather Watcher isn't working properly.
OK, I'll see what I can do.
Great. And Grandpa ran across Bob's bed, jumped onto the floor, hopped up onto the table and said...
Pull the lever, Elsie.
I pulled the lever. An arrow on the WonderBubble Weather Watcher spun round and round and landed on the snowman. Now it says it's snowing.
I'm going to have to take a look inside.
Then Bob and Mr. Mentor came back.
This is very disappointing, Bubble. I must have done something wrong. I'll take a look.
No! Don't look inside. You might mess things up.
But it's not working properly.
It'll fix itself if you wait a bit. Probably.
Well, I'd better hurry up about it. Maybe it's the park starter.
Sure.
The twisty turnerator.
Right.
Or it could be the whizzy wheeler. Or even the loopy lever.
Mr. Mentor was in such a panic, he accidentally pushed Bob over. All this time, Grandpa was inside the WonderBubble Weather Watcher, trying hard to mend it. Bob had hurt his arm.
So sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to knock you over.
I know. It's okay. But now I'm hurt. We need to go straight back to Sunny Sands.
How can we if there's no wind for the sails?
We can use the motor instead.
I'll start it, Captain. You stay right there. I'll get that motor going quick as a flash.
I put the WonderBubble Weather Watcher back on the table. Grandpa was still inside, busy fixing all the bits Mr. Mentor had got wrong. Bob called up to Mr. Mentor on deck.
How you doing up there?
Absolutely fine. I had to fiddle about a bit, but I'm going to start the engine now.
So Mr. Mentor started the engine, and there was a terrible rattling noise, which got louder and louder, and then it went...
That didn't sound too good.
Then back down the stairs he came and said...
I've broken the engine. I've broken the engine. Oh.
And I can't fix it because I hurt my arm.
Grandpa came out of the WonderBubble Weather Watcher
Dear.
and found a new place to hide.
I mean, how are we supposed to get it started?
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is turning into a terrible boat trip. How are we going to get back to Sunny Sands now?
Oh, no worries. We'll just wait for the wind to pick up again and we can use the sails.
If only the WonderBubble Weather Watcher was working properly, it could tell us how long we've got to wait.
Grandpa had mended the WonderBubble Weather Watcher, so I said, why don't we try it again? It might be working now.
How? Well, it can't fix itself.
Believe me, that sort of thing happens all the time.
So Mr. Mentor pulled the lever. It was working!
Oh, it's working! Oh, yes! Oh, no! It's pointing to the little house. That means a terrible storm is coming, and we've got to go home as quickly as we can.
That's all we need. If there's a storm, it'll be too dangerous to put up the sails.
Oh, and I've broken the engine, and you can't fix it. Oh, help, help, disaster!
While Bob was trying to calm Mr. Mentor down, Grandpa called me over.
I'm going to try to fix the engine.
Be careful. He jumped down and ran off as fast as he could.
Terrible storm is going to get us, and it's all my fault.
We'll be okay. Oh, I'll call the Coast Guard and get someone to come and rescue us.
But just then, we heard this.
That's the engine. It started all by itself, just like your invention.
Fabriculous.
Fabadiculous.
Fabadiculous. Means we can get home before the storm breaks.
Let's go back to Sunny Sands.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get there.
As soon as they'd gone, Grandpa appeared at the top of the steps. Grandpa,
That's the engine fixed then?
you're so clever.
Oh, it only needed somebody small. Now I better get back home too. Don't want to get caught in the storm.
No, go now. I'll see you at the mill. Phew. Grandpa flew home as fast as he could, and Auntie Jules brought me home in campo. Grandpa jumped out of the plane, took off his shrinking cap, and came back to his normal size.
Wolfie, come on. Up here.
Grandpa, you made it!
So did you, safe and sound.
All down to you.
Oh, not all. You made sure Mr. Mentor didn't find me in the WonderBubble Weather Watcher.
It was teamwork.
Teamwork.
Grandpa, you're back in your chair. And you're back too.
There's the storm the WonderBubble Weather Watcher was telling us about. That's why we came home early.
I'm glad you did. What would we do without Mr. Mentor's inventions, eh?
Can't imagine. Teamwork.
Not the shrinking cat, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
Bob's boat, the Boomerang, is one of my favourite places in Sunny Sands. Everyone loves it, including Great Aunt Loretta, Grandpa's sister.
have I got news for you.
Can't wait to hear it.
Listen, I met Bob the boat in Miss Smiley's cafe, and he's going away for the night. So, I'm going to stay on his boat and look after it.
Hooray! Can I come? Can I have a sleepover on the boat? Please?
No, Josh, I don't think we can expect Aunt Loretta to look after you and the boat.
Quite, and I don't think she should go alone. I'll come and help you, Loretta.
What possible help could you be, Grandpa?
Now, you know what you're like in strange places. You get all spooked.
I do not get all spooked. There'll be nothing to spook me. And if there is, I've got Ratty to keep me safe.
Oh, well, we needn't worry then, need we?
Loretta, are you sure?
Have green gloop will travel.
Green Gloop is Aunt Loretta's disgusting spinach and sprout shake.
Thou shalt have a fishy when the boat comes in.
This isn't going to end well.
No.
Oh, yes. Tonight she was going to find out about things that go bump on a boat. So that evening, Bob told her how everything worked.
And here's your bed, Loretta. There.
That's lovely, that is.
Well, that should cover everything.
What about the,
All right.
Great Aunt Loretta never says the word toilet out loud because she thinks it's rude.
Here, I'll show you how it works.
So, Bob showed her how it worked.
There you go. Easy, eh?
Easy lemon squeezy. And I've got Ratty to keep me safe.
Just as well, because my boat can be quite spooky at night time. You don't want to be spooked, do you?
You.
Well, that's it. I'm off.
And off went Bob, leaving Great Aunt Loretta alone on the boomerang with Ratty to keep her safe.
You will keep me safe, won't you?
Back home, Grandpa was going to read me a story.
Well, I wonder how Loretta's getting on.
We were about to find out.
Hello? Mill on the Marsh.
Oh, I can't open the window, it's stuck. And I can't turn off the stove, it won't budge. And worst of all, I can't flush the...
I'll be right there, Loretta. She can't open the window, or turn off the stove, or flush the...
Of course she can't.
And soon, everything was working perfectly.
Oh, right, thank you. Right, run along, I'm fine.
So, Uncle CJ came back to the mill and left her on the boat with Ratty.
She won't last the night alone, Josh. For one thing, she'll break everything on Bob's boat.
Right, all done. Time for bed, Josh. I'll go get you some milk.
And I think I'll have an early night, CJ. There's nothing for it, Josh. Who knows what will happen if she's left alone? I'll have to go.
Not the shrinking cat, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
Now you know when Grandpa shrinks, he can run so fast you can't catch him.
Grandpa!
And his magic can make things go, like my cousin Jason's car. Come back! Or the Sunny Sands train. Today, he jumped into my helicopter.
Open the door, please. Don't worry, Josh. I'll be back.
And with that, Grandpa flew out of the window. Very soon, Grandpa arrived at Bob's boat, the Boomerang, and landed on the deck. Inside, Great Aunt Loretta had got into bed, and she was already feeling spooked.
I don't like this very much. Ooh. You keep a lookout, Ratty.
Just then, Grandpa slid down the banisters and ran across the floor to hide. Suddenly, an owl hooted.
What was that?
Great Aunt Loretta dropped Ratty.
I think it's a wolf. Oh, Ratty. Oh, Ratty, where are you?
Grandpa kicked Ratty back to Great Aunt Loretta.
Oh, there you are. Oh, how did you get there?
Just then, a breeze blew and the boat began to make creaky noises.
What's that creaky noise? It's a monster and it's coming to get me. Oh.
Great Aunt Loretta upset the green glue.
What are we going to do, Ratty? There's a wolf and a monster and it's all too spooky for me. I know. Glass of water.
Grandpa saw the green glue dripping all over Bob's shiny floor. He got a bucket to catch the drips. Just then, the wind began to blow.
What's that noise? Ah! This is getting worse and worse. Oh, the monster's howling because he's hungry. Go away, spooky monster. Shoo, shoo. Perhaps he's after my green gloop. Ah! He's had it already. Or someone has. Oh, I don't like this, Ratty. There's something in here.
Grandpa turned off the tap that she'd left running.
Oh, I'm going to shut the window so nothing else spooky can get in here. Oh, more water.
He had to hide, and fast. Grandpa was too late.
Ah!
She saw the cloth moving.
Spooky thing moving off the draining board.
Great Aunt Loretta grabbed the phone. I couldn't sleep. I was really worried about Grandpa. As soon as I heard the phone, I jumped out of bed.
All right, Loretta, yes, just keep calm. I'll be right there. No, there won't be a monster. I promise. Calm down. I'll have to go. I'll wake Grandpa up so he can look after you.
No, I mean, I can come with you. I'm wide awake and maybe I can help.
Go and get dressed.
So off we went to the boomerang.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, it's been terrible.
And while Great Aunt Loretta told Uncle CJ all about the spooky stuff, I found Grandpa.
First there was a wolf,
An owl.
and then there was a hungry monster,
The wind.
and then there was something spooky moving on the draining board.
That was me, under the dishcloth. Whoops.
I'll tell you what, Loretta. Come up on deck and I'll show you what's making the noises.
So Uncle CJ took her up on deck, and I got to chat to Grandpa.
Oh, Josh, am I glad to see you. Now, here's what I want you to do. You've got to convince Loretta that she has a brilliant imagination, that it was all in her head, right?
Right.
And then you can go home with Uncle CJ, and I'll follow in the helicopter, right?
Right.
See? It was just a breeze and the ropes making the creaky noise, and the wind making a howly noise, and an owl making a hooty noise.
No, it was a monster, I tell you. A spooky monster.
Great Aunt Loretta was going to be hard to convince.
Josh, I didn't realise you brought your helicopter. Best not leave it on deck, eh?
Bother.
I was going to have to get Grandpa home some other way now. He told me to get on with the plan.
The thing is, Great Aunt Loretta, you have such a brilliant imagination. You're so clever.
Oh, really? Oh, well, maybe I am.
Yes, you heard the creaky sound on the wind and you imagined they were wolves and monsters.
You could be right. I do have ever such a good imagination.
So good that you imagined this cloth was a spooky thing.
Woo! Do you know you're right? Ooh, so Ratty did look after me after all. It was all in my head. My very clever head.
Come on, into bed with you.
While Uncle CJ got her back into bed, I quickly picked up Grandpa and put him in my pocket.
Hey, good job Grandpa wasn't here. He'd have been frightened out of his wits.
When we got back home, I ran upstairs. I put Grandpa down. He took off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size.
We did it, Josh. I stopped Bob's boat from being ruined, and you calmed Loretta down. What do we call it? Teamwork. I've got to go. I'm supposed to be in bed.
Here you are, Josh. Back to bed now, my little hero.
The next morning, Bob came round to thank Great Aunt Loretta.
You're welcome, Bob.
So it wasn't at all spooky, eh?
Oh no, you and Ratty weren't spooked, were you, Loretta?
Of course we weren't. As if I'd be worried about spooky things. Whoa.
No. Oh, I guess you need a really good imagination to believe in spooky things.
That's right.